Hello there, Cancer, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Mary Sue, and I am so grateful that you're here. Today, I am doing a bonus reading for you because you were one of my top views last week. So thank you, Cancer. I really do appreciate all your support of my channel. So as your bonus reading, I am going to do a you versus them reading. So this is going to take a look at your energies right now and the energies of the person you're dealing with, and then the energies of your connection. And this is good whether you are separated or if you are still with this person, but perhaps thinking of separating, or if you're just having a great relationship. So this will work for anything. I'm really kind of doing this because we have the full moon in Aquarius tomorrow, Sunday, August 22nd. And that is where the portal kind of opens for twin flames and soulmate connections. That's why we've had so many of those types of readings lately. So for the next 2 weeks until the new moon in September, this portal is open and you'll be getting a lot of clarity around your connection. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm first going to pull some romance angel cards just to see the overall energy within your connection. Let's take a look at the energies within your connection. So pay attention to the red flags. Okay, so that we are going to get in the tarot and stuff. We'll see if we can figure out what these red flags are. Wedding. So some of you may have been married to this person, or thought about marrying this person, or perhaps will still marry this person. So interesting. And soulmate. Yes. Not surprised at all to see that card come up. And then stay optimistic about your love life. So that's a good message from Spirit to let you know that even if you are separated from this person, not in contact with this person, that there is still perhaps some hope for this connection. And one of the things about twin flame connections is that you do have to go through that separation process at some point in your connection in order for you each to work on your soul lessons. And then if both of the twins do work on their soul lessons and complete those lessons, then the two of you can come back together. So let's take a look. I'm going to put you over here, Cancer, and then the person you're dealing with over here. But since this is a general reading, if you feel the energies need to flip-flop in your storyline, go right ahead and do that, okay? All right, so we're going to take a look first at your overall energies. Higher power. Cancer, I'm not surprised at all. This is about stepping into your intuition, into your heart space, but you're also on a soul journey and you are learning those lessons. So, we are going to get some more clarification, but it really is about you staying in your heart space, listening to your intuition as you work through this relationship. And then they have round and round patterns going round and round. Within the twin flame connection, there's a lot of times where you can come back together, and then you're like mirrors for each other. In a twin flame connection, you are actually mirroring each other. And so that's how you see, in a way, the lessons that you need to learn. So what you don't like about your twin is actually reflecting something that you need to work on within you, and vice versa. So it could be that you're going to have another round with this person, and you can come back into union for good, or perhaps you come back in for a short time, and then you have to intuitively know whether this connection can continue right now, or if there's something else that you need to go learn. No place like home. I love this. I mean, to me, this is kind of like keeping the light on. For somebody, keeping the hope alive. You have two cards here already that are talking about keeping the hope alive, whatever that means for you. Okay, so we're going to, actually I'm going to put this card right here. I love that card. So that's kind of a card for your connection. Okay, so now let's go to the tarot. I'm going to look at your present energy, your obstacle, which is sometimes the lesson that you need to learn or to master in order for your relationship to come back together. If you want it, you always have free will. And then the outcome or the advice. So you are in the Ten of Wands. You're feeling like this relationship is a burden or something is a burden in your life. You're ready to put it down. You know, a 10 is a completion, especially with the 10 of Wands. It's a completion. You're at the end of this cycle. Really interesting. Okay, yes. Okay, so your obstacle is the Hermit. Needing to go in, needing to listen to your intuition, to your heart about how to move forward in this situation. Not allowing your ego to kind of, rule your soul journey. It really is about getting into your intuition. Meditating, spending time in nature, really spending time by yourself. So Cancer, sometimes, it's kind of difficult because when we spend time by ourselves, that's kind of like when we can start, figuring out like what we have to learn or what we have to overcome. And it's kind of hard. It really is. It's so much easier to be out with friends or doing fun things or doing anything that keeps your mind off of it. But it is kind of a call for you to be going within and listening to your intuition and to your heart. And then Two of Pentacles, you have a decision coming up. And it could possibly be with this connection because that's what we're looking at. But you do. You have a decision coming up. Really nice. On the bottom, you have the Three of Swords. Yeah, lots of heartbreak in this situation. And we're going to come back and clarify these. But right now, you're trying to drop the burdens of this and possibly needing to spend some more time just reflecting about what you've learned because you're at the end of the cycle, about what you've learned in that cycle. And it's so interesting because they have round and round. So you may have just come out of a cycle with this person, or you may be starting a new cycle with this person. So we'll see about that. And then let's see what they have. On their side, they're in the Fool. They're wanting a new path. They're wanting a new path, perhaps going in a new direction. So you could have just ended a cycle with this person, and they are the one that wanted to go in a new direction, at least for this time. We are going to clarify these because it could also be that they want to go on a new cycle with you. So let's see. Their obstacle is the Ten of Cups. Yeah. They know that you are their Ten of Cups, their happiness, their joy, and yet you're not with them. And that's why it's their obstacle. And then they have the Nine of Cups. Really nice. Yeah, they want their hopes and dreams to come true. They're working on that. They're working on trying to get to that point. And then they have Ten of Swords on the bottom. Yeah, so I have a feeling that you have just ended a cycle with this person because they have the Fool. So you may have just ended a cycle with this person or are thinking of ending a cycle with this person and getting ready to, for you, you're going on your soul journey. You're getting ready to, ascend, and round is the same type of energy because every time you have another cycle with this person, and then you go out of contact and then you come back into contact, you're looking at it from a higher perspective. So you both have that same type of energy. Really interesting. Oh, and then you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, lots of tens here. So you definitely are at the end of a cycle or you recently finished a cycle. Okay, so let's go ahead and clarify these. The Ten of Wands. What is this burden, Cancer, that you're trying to put down? What's the burden? Okay, the burden of trying to be victorious, the burden of trying to win in this relationship. I'm only laughing because I can totally relate. So, in this case, you were really probably trying your very hardest to get this relationship to be victorious, to be able to keep it all together. And you just can't. Like, you absolutely cannot. Because there's some lessons here that need to be learned on both sides. And it was like, yeah, this is just, you just have to go your own way for a little while. And it's kind of like you're willing to put down that burden of just, it's not admitting defeat. It really is not. It's just kind of like, almost like admitting that, okay, I've got to go do me for a while, right? So let's go see the Hermit. Yeah, the Hermit. This is your obstacle. Not being able to kind of like go ahead and get on your soul journey. You have the Hermit and the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about stepping onto your soul journey. You're kind of, you're hesitant to do it. I think sometimes we're hesitant to do it because we know that we're going to have to leave people or situations behind. And it's kind of like, this is what your heart is calling you to do because you have the higher power, right? Your intuition is telling you, this is what you have to do. You need to go it alone for a while and listen to your intuition, to your heart. Follow your heart. Do what your soul lessons are supposed to, you're supposed to go learn, to evolve, to ascend. And it is difficult to make that decision because a lot of times you do have to leave. It's not just this romantic connection, but there's sometimes other people or other situations in your life that you also have to leave behind that are it's just a difficult, and here's your decision, right? It's a difficult decision. For some of you, you may be even thinking about changing careers or moving to a new city. It's not just about this connection. It's about going and kind of almost like finding yourself. So let's see what this Two of Pentacles is. What's this decision that you're trying to make? Or what is it based on? Finding the clarity. Finding the clarity for yourself. The Queen of Swords could be, the energy of the person that you're dealing with, trying to decide about an air sign, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, but it doesn't have to be. But it's also, I'm really feeling like it's about you trying to decide to go and find your clarity, your purpose in life. What direction are you supposed to go in? The Queen of Swords asks all the questions. She wants to know everything. And I get a sense that it's kind of like you're kind of like, yeah, I need to go on this soul journey. I need to ask all those questions. I need to figure out, why am I here? What is my purpose? What direction do I need to go in? What career do I need? Where do I need to live? It's about putting down the burdens of this connection and anything else in your life that isn't bringing you victory. So it could be more than just this connection, right? Anything that is not serving your higher good, it's time to put it to the side and go in the direction. Look at, the Queen of Swords, she's just looking out at the horizon. She's like looking towards the future. She's like, I am putting all of this in the past and I am going forward. Really nice. Okay, so let's see what your person has here with this Fool. What kind of a new journey are they going on? Nine of Cups. And it's so interesting. They have the Nine of Cups in the end. They're on a journey. They want to go and get their Nine of Cups. Now, I think for a lot of you, if you are separated from this person, that this Ten of Wands is finally putting down the emotional burdens of this relationship. You may have been waiting for this person to come back or something, and it's all of a sudden it's kind of like, you know what? I got to go find victory somewhere else. I'm putting down waiting for this person or whatever. Because it's kind of the really interesting thing about twin flame connections is that when you finally decide, I am walking away and I don't care about this anymore, that's when they are actually like triggered to come back to you, especially if you feel like you're the chaser. There's always a chaser and a runner in a twin flame connection. So if you were the one trying to chase them, and that really just means that you were trying to keep the connection going, and they were the runner and the one that tried to flee or go their own way, right? Then as soon as you stop chasing and you're kind of like, yeah, and start going in the opposite direction, then what happens is they become the chaser and they chase after you. And it's like they're kind of like going on this journey to find their Nine of Cups. Now, there's two ways if you just separate it. I would say that they're leaving on a new journey because they think that something else out there is their Nine of Cups. That's very much of a twin flame kind of energy. And if you've been separated for a while, they may have, just recently come into the realization that they want to go on a new path and that you are their Nine of Cups because their obstacle is the Ten of Cups, right? They don't have what it is that they really hope and dream for. They're in search of it. So let's see what that is. King of Cups, yeah. So Cancer, part of it is that they really want to be this person that is emotionally committed to a relationship that is long-term. This is their lesson that they're having to learn, is how to be emotionally attached within a relationship. They may have, been in your life for a while. They may have been good at making money. They may have been a lot of fun to be with. They may have, been physically, attentive and affectionate, but there wasn't an emotional connection. And that's the lesson that they're having to learn. With this round and round, they have to keep going through the same kind of situations until they can be emotionally attached within something that is long term. Really interesting. Okay, so let's see what the Nine of Cups is. The Nine of Cups is the outcome. Yeah, trying to decide what the Nine of Cups, what their Nine of Cups is. It's so funny. It's like they're starting on this new voyage to find their Nine of Cups. And, honestly, I think that their round and round is that there's been a lot of things in their life that they thought would make them happy. And it could have been material objects. It could have been a job. It could have been traveling. They may have even thought at one time it was you, but there wasn't an emotional connection, right? And so they just kept trying to find the next shiny new thing to make them happy. This is about they need to figure out that happiness isn't on the outside. Happiness comes from within. That as soon as we start really loving ourselves for who we are, then we're open. We can be the King of Cups and be open and express our emotions to others. And this is what their path is right now, is trying to figure out what it is that makes them happy. You tried to make them happy. That's what this is what your wands over here was, right? You were trying to make them happy. But you couldn't make them happy. Don't take that wrong in any way, Cancer. You couldn't make them happy because the truth of the matter is that they weren't happy with themselves. They didn't love themselves. And before they can love anybody else or accept the love from anybody else, they have to go on this journey to learn how to love themselves. Yeah, Seven of Wands is on the bottom, getting on top of this. And I think for you, Cancer, we have the Seven of Wands, Three of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Hierophant. Hierophant is the wedding card. This I really do think is going to come back around. It depends on where you are in the timeline, right? If you've just separated, of course it's going to take some time because you have to go your separate ways, work on these lessons, and then you can come back. But you're getting on top of it. And Cancer, part of your journey is just realizing that you couldn't make this person happy at this time. It doesn't mean that they won't be extremely ecstatic when they're with you in the future, right? But there's just no way because they're just not happy with themselves. And so that's what they have to go work on. While your whole thing is you may have been putting so much emphasis on trying to make them happy that you weren't making yourself happy either, right? You weren't living your life. You weren't being the Queen of Swords and saying, hey, this is what I want to go do. So you may have been putting too much emphasis on trying to keep this connection together. Okay, so we are going to pull some soulmate cards and see where we are for you and for them. And then I'm going to also pull some overall advice for you. So let's see the soulmate. What do you have over here? Unawakened. Yeah, I think you're awakening. Rise above and sacred space. Blessings on the bottom. This is all about, yes, you're going on a soul journey. You're rising up above this. And it does say sacred space. Altar, prayers, candles, commune with your own divinity. Yeah, it's about you just going on this journey and finding the love that you have for yourself. It really is. Your obstacle right now is that you don't want to go within, that you don't want to go alone on this journey. You know, you want somebody else with you, or you're just resisting it altogether. The more you resist, the more it will persist. So it's about just surrendering to the journey and saying, okay, I'm going to go in. I'm going to look at, the shadow side or what I need to heal within me. Why is it that I was chasing after this person that obviously didn't want to, accept my love or give back the same amount of love, the unrequited love? Asking yourself those questions is the first step. Okay, so now let's take a look at them and see what we have over here. Balance, mystery, and union. Yeah, yeah, you're in separation, okay? But look at this. They want to bring in balance into your union. This mystery card is that this is a new path. They've never been on it. Remember, round and around, right? The whole thing is that they've never been in this place where they're kind of like learning how to love themselves for what they have. Like not looking to the external, loving their internal. Like it's not about their money, their fame, their fortune, their objects, right? It's about getting really happy with themselves. And this is something really new for them. I mean, it really is. But they're doing it because in the end, they want to be back in union with you. It's almost as if, they're a little bit like they're almost a little bit ahead a little bit on their soul journey. It's almost like they've kind of discovered that they have to do this. And it could be part of the reason if they left is because they were being really called onto their soul journey. And it doesn't mean, where you are on your soul journey does not mean anything about, one person being better than the other or anything, Cancer. They could have just been, called onto their journey slightly before you. You're definitely on your journey. And really interesting. They are the one that realizes that they may have left, but they also realize that they want to come back. But there's something. Intuitively, they know there's something that they have to do in order to come back in union with you. And I do want to point out, you have the Hierophant and the wedding card. You have both of these. It does appear And it may not happen, it may not happen soon. It just depends on the timeline of how quickly the lessons are learned by each person. Each person has to learn their lessons before you can come back in union. Okay, so now let's take a look at your cosmic journey. Deliver your greatest gift to the world. Yeah. See, I think that that's part of this, is getting into your clarity about why you are here, your purpose. It's about getting really clear with that. And this full moon in Aquarius is all about getting clarity, right? And you may be getting the clarity about your gift and then going out to, share your gift with the world, which helps, which helps you to learn your lessons, and then helps to bring your relationship back together if you want it to. You don't have to, but if you're hoping to. Okay, so let's see what their cosmic journey is. Every cycle is a higher opportunity. Can you believe this? Look at this. Yeah. So every time you go another round with them, or they go another round, even in their own life, okay, they're doing it from a higher point of view. They've learned some lesson in the past that is going to help them with the next cycle. And so they're just going through these cycles. If you go through a lot of cycles with this person, that's one of the reasons why. Every time they go through the cycle, they are, coming to a higher perspective of how it all fits together. Really nice. Okay, and then let's see what the creative oracle is. So yours is worry. Worry is attachment to a particular outcome and the fear that it will not come to pass. This is part of that surrendering, just surrendering to the journey. The Hermit and, this 8 of Cups, surrendering to the journey, just realizing you need to step onto your soul path. Looking at, any wounds that you have, the shadow side, fears that you have. It's about putting those to the side and allowing your spirit guides or your angels to help you on this journey. Okay. And once again, Cancer, if you are resonating more with the other side, you can switch roles. There is, I'll have to say, I think you both are quite balanced in this relationship. Even if you're not together, there is a sense of balance that you're kind of like almost working on the same lesson, just in different perspectives. Okay, theirs is nature. Go out in nature as much as you can, for its pure creativity can teach you everything you need to know. And so, I think it's kind of interesting with this Fool's card. It's kind of like, out in nature. It's, just a beautiful card. And they may, be spending a lot of time in nature. Maybe they're a person that likes to go hiking or, kayaking or camping or something like that. And if they're drawn to that, it's because that is where they can, connect with their intuition and their heart. And that's something that you might want to do too. Okay, so I am going to pull just a couple of last cards here for some overall advice for you, Cancer. Doesn't matter which way you are. This is just for you. Let's see what this is. 2 of Wands, 8 of Pentacles, Temperance. Really nice. Knight of Cups. They are going to come back, and they are going to offer their love. Now, here it is. 2 of Wands is stepping out onto your own journey. The 2 of Wands is choosing to go do this. To say, okay, I'm going to embrace this. Whatever this is that I have to do, I'm going to go and do it. And, if you haven't really done if you don't have a lot of knowledge about the soul journey or the hero's journey, there's a lot of stuff on YouTube, or you can Google about, the different aspects of the soul journey. And there's quite a bit out there. 8 of Pentacles, working on it, working on your soul journey, working on finding your purpose, of enjoying your purpose, finding yourself within your work, understanding your gift, right? Deliver your gift to the world, understanding your gift, and then sharing it with the world. And then Temperance. Okay, Temperance is one of my favorite cards because it means that the divine is helping the two of you with your lessons, with evolving, and also with coming back together. So the divine is helping you. And I really do get a strong sense that, you know, it is part of your journey is surrendering and giving it up to your spirit angels and guides and say, okay, I don't know the whole path, but if you'll just give me a little bit of knowledge about what the first step is, I'll step onto it. And just kind of understanding that you don't know everything, but just taking that first step is the first step. Well, Cancer, I am going to leave it there. I do wish you lots of love and light. And if you have enjoyed this message, I would really appreciate it if you would consider like, sharing, or subscribing. And thank you again so much for supporting my channel. Much love and light to you. Bye for now.